LeBron with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another episode of Explore the Card. This is episode number 60, and today's feature card is the 1993 Fleer Living Legends. We're going to talk about this card in great detail today. If this is your first time ever catching one of these episodes, buckle up. It's going to be about 30 minutes of just talking about this one card, the history of this card, the beauty of this card, the aesthetics of this card, the pop of this card, the prices, the historical track record, etc., over and over. So if this is your first time sitting in for one of these Explore the Card sessions, it's a deep dive, so enjoy. This is the card right here, 1993 Fleer Living Legends. Let me switch over here to my handy dandy spreadsheet. As always on these episodes, I like to come with an element of transparency. So I've got you on screen share. Hang on, let me make sure I got my bearings straight. Okay, we're good. As you can see on your screen here, we've got, these are my two copies. I've got a PSA 10, which you see on your screen, and then I've got a PSA 8. For those of you who are familiar with me and my channel and have watched my stuff in the past, I have a high-end Jordan collection. That's where the PSA 10 belongs. And then I've got a low-end Jordan collection. That's where the PSA 8 belongs because one's high-end and one's low-end. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how high-end the card is in great detail in just a second. But the way we always attack these things is let's figure out where this insert came from. What base set did the card come from? It came from 1993 Fleer, which consists of 400 cards that you can see on your screen. I'm on Trading Card Database. That's a great site to go to if you just want to learn more about a particular base set, insert set, parallels, things like that. Trading Card Database is tcdb.com. It's real easy. You type in your sport, you type in your set, and it should pull it up for you. 1993 Fleer is a 400 card set separated into two series releases. Series 1 was cards 1 through 240. Series number 2 was cards 241 through, yes, 400, a whopping 400 basketball cards in this set. The rookies in 93 were not that sexy. Tony Kukoc, Chris Webber, Penny Hardaway. Kukoc and Webber are Hall of Famers. Penny, not yet, not as of right now, maybe never, but again, his career was cut a little bit short, but a lot of great Penny collectors out there, so shout out to the Anthony Hardaway collectors out there who just got his Memphis Tigers into the NCAA tournament. Not that I watch college basketball. There are two Jordan base cards within this set. The first one is card number 28. We can actually pull it up and check it out. I think it's an ugly card. I think it's very boring, but that is the card. The picture's okay. It's just something about the card just strikes me as extremely boring. For some reason, I don't feel it the way that I felt 1986, 87, 88, 89 even. So this is the 1993 Fleer base number 28. This card in a PSA 10 is about a $60 to $80 card, somewhere in that range. It's a pop 1,101. The other card is card number 224. Let's see if I can find it in here. Did I guess right? I did. Okay, it's right here. This is the scoring / steals leader card, and this card is about half the pop. It's a pop 515 in PSA 10, and this is only about a $70 to a $110 card. So those are the only two base cards in the 1993 Fleer set for Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Talking about insert sets within here, let's look at some of the other insert sets. There's 3 sets that feature Jordan, insert sets that feature Jordan from 1993 Fleer. The first one is the All-Stars, which is 1 in 10 Series 1 packs. The next one is the Living Legends set, which we're going to talk about today in pretty good detail. And the third set is NBA Superstars, which is 1 in it's issued in Series 2 wax packs with no designation as to how many were inserted and how often in packs. So I don't have the pack odds for this one. If somebody knows it, post it in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll hit the like button, and that way the world can find out. But that's what the Jordan NBA Superstars insert looks like. But we're here to talk about the Living Legends. And let me tell you, this insert set contains only 6 players. It is 6 for 6, a 100%, yes, 100% Hall of Fame rate. All 6 are not only Hall of Famers, all 6 are first ballot Hall of Famers. All 6 are NBA 75th anniversary team players. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 2 of them are top 10 players of all time, and the rest of them are pushing top 50 players of all time. Certainly, Olajuwon is top probably 12 to 15 players of all time, if not top 10. and then you've got Barkley closely behind him, and then Ewing and Neek trailing, but 6 for 6 here, guys. There are no imposters. I always like to talk about imposters. Sometimes Ron Mercer sneaks in. Sometimes, Chauncey Billups will sneak in, or sometimes some random obscure player will sneak into Antonio McDyess will jump into one of these insert sets. Not today. It's 6 for 6. It's 6 legit players. For that reason, I think it's a really interesting set. A, it's tiny, and B, it's just quality top to bottom. Here's the deal. It's not that rare. Living Legends were inserted 1 in 37 Series 2 wax packs, 1 in 24 Series 2 cello packs. So that makes the Michael Jordan Living Legends insert 1 in 222 pack odds for the wax packs, and 1 in 144 pack odds for the Series 2 cello packs. Just remember, Series 2 only, Series 2, Series 2, Series 2. You will not be able to pull this Living Legends insert card from Series 1 packs of any type, way, shape, or form, okay? So that's what we've got. Let's look at the card itself and talk a little bit about the aesthetics of the card. I've got it on your screen. You can zoom in. Like many Jordan cards, this one is black edges, black corners on the front, so 4 for 4. Black edges, black corners, dark colors. What does that mean? Dark edges, dark corners means it's impossible to hide whitening. And so this PSA 10 is actually a really sharp copy. I think it's PSA 10 that deserved a PSA 10, which is pretty rare. But I think this one does. It's a damn good, clean copy right there. You're not going to see any whitening on any of the corners or the edges, even with these PWCC high-def images. The back, you get a little bit of a break. You've got 2 dark corners at the top, and then you've got white on the 3 sides, pretty much. A light shade here, but much easier to protect the back than the front. If there's any whitening on the front, you're going to get it. Let's read the narrative. It says Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls. What to say about the player that leapt and bounded? I think I would have said leaped and bounded, but it maybe leapt and bounded is correct. I'm not an English major. What's to say about the player that leapt and bounded his way around and above everyone he faced? What was it for you? ? Was it his seemingly endless monopoly of the air patterns above the courts from coast to coast? The stats: 7 consecutive scoring titles, 3 theft crowns, a forwards rebounding numbers, and a point guard's assist total. How about awards? A trio each of NBA regular season and playoff MVP kudos, 7 All-NBA first team, and 6 NBA All Defensive First Team nods? Or was it just the smile? I think they forgot a question mark on that one. Or was it just the smile that told the whole world he was just having fun? So he's not smiling on the back, but great card, great narrative on the back. And what's funny is, when you hear all those accolades, he's only halfway there. He's only got 3 of his 6, right? So it's there was a lot more to come. But this is 1993 Fleer. The front of it's beautiful. It's kind of got that Flair feel where you got 2 images of the player, but neither one of these are kind of faded out. These are just kind of, the images speak for themselves. It's got Living Legends down here in this kind of gold foil stamping, and then in the same font, it just says Michael Jordan with the Fleer 93-94 in the top right. It's about as clean and concise as you can get, and it lets the pictures do the talking, and it's a pretty good looking card in my opinion. I like the simplicity of it, just like I like the Dynamic Dunks card from around the same era. Not a lot going on. You just let the picture and the title of the insert do the work. And so that's what the card looks like. That's the history of the set. Now let's give the people what they want. As you guys know, the most popular topic of discussion. Oh, I should mention this. So you set collectors, if you're looking to put this insert set together, you're like, oh, there's only 6 cards. That's easy. I can put the whole insert together in PSA 10. Hold your horses. Look what I have on your screen for you. I've got the pop report for this insert set. Jordan's pop 75 in PSA 10. We're going to talk about that in great detail later. It's actually pop 76. But PSA 10, Charles Barkley, pop 3. Bird, pop 3. Ewing, 1 in the world. Olajuwon, pop 4. Dominique Wilkins, 1 in the world. You guys can look at this and see it's not going to be any easy task if you want to put this thing together in PSA 10. You better settle for 9, and even in 9, there is no Dominique Wilkins PSA 9. There are only 6 Ewing PSA 9s, and there are only 4 Barkley PSA 9s. So really you're looking at PSA 8s, unless you want to do the dirty work and can buy these things raw or bust them out of boxes and then submit them yourself. It's up to you. That's the plan. Remember, they're 1 in 37 Series 2 wax packs, so that's a little bit more than a box worth, and they're 1 in 24 Series 2 cello packs. But let's give the people what they want, which is the pops and prices, and I've got it pulled up on your screen for you. As always, we got the PSA 10, the BGS 9.5, so the two gem mint grades from the two biggest grading companies, and then we got the PSA 9 and the BGS 9, the two mint grades from the two biggest grading companies. As you can see, things that stand out to me here. First, I should mention there are no BGS 10s, there are no BGS 10 black labels, right? So BGS 9.5 is top of the top. For the Beckett slabs. The things that do stand out to me, the pop is what it is. The number graded, twice as many to PSA as BGS, that's fine. The gem rates stand out. And these are tough gem rates, 5 and 6, which is to be expected because, as we said, 4 black edges on the front, 4 dark corners on the front. There's no hiding the whitening on the edges of the corner. So there's 2 subgrades that you're really going to have to knock out of the park to get a gem mint grade. The next thing that stands out to me is, look closely for the gem mint copies. Look at the sold price for the last PSA 10 and then look at the highest PSA 10. And now look at the sold price for the last BGS 9.5 of $952 and then the highest ever of $1,020. The BGS 9.5 just recently sold for $952 and it was almost the highest ever sold. Whereas the PSA 10 just sold for $1,600 and it isn't even half of the highest ever sold. So I thought that was an interesting kind of dichotomy right there. The other thing that's interesting is that the PSA 10 is almost double the pop and it's almost triple the price, as far as the highest sale ever. So just some interesting fluctuations and some, crisscrossing supply and demand type thoughts go through my head with that. But the most interesting thing is that the BGS 9.5 last sale is almost the highest sale ever, which is very, very rare when we do these videos. Almost invariably, the highest sale ever was from sometime in 2021, almost always for these videos, assuming some sold in 2021. Only 6 of these cards have sold in the last 6 months. There's only a combined 118 gems in existence. And if you ever wondered where are people sending their cards to get graded, this card in particular, look at the number of PSA 9s that have been added to the pop since April of 2021, 62. Look at how many PSA 10s, 1. So if you don't think PSA has slammed the door on PSA 10s, think again. That's a 1 out of 63, not to mention how many PSA 8s, PSA 7s, PSA 6s have been added. You're probably looking at about 1 in 200 that graded a PSA 10, which means your what would be a 5.8% gem rate is probably more like a 0.5%. It's probably about a 1 in 200 chance, 1 in 300. I don't know. I got to look at what the pop increase was for PSA 8. We didn't look that up. But suffice it to say, BGS 0 have been added since almost 2 years. And for PSA 10, 1 has been added in almost 2 years. But you can see, look how many more were sent to PSA than to BGS, at least in the grades that we're looking at here. So that's it for the pop report. The other interesting thing is that the PSA 9 is actually up 22%. There is no average over the last 6 months. There is no average over the last 6 months for the BGS 9.5 for obvious reasons. Only 1 has sold, and so the average is what it sold for, $952. There's 5 PSA 10s that have sold, and it's about as flat as you can get at minus 2%. But the PSA is up and the BGS 9's up, and there's plenty of those to go around. So if you're just looking to put one of these in mint condition in your collection, you should really have no trouble doing that. What about eBay? What's on eBay? I want to buy this card. If I type in 1993 Living Legends Jordan, I get 95 results. So we'll filter through real quick just to let you know, and you can see what's on here. It is not hard to find the card in a Beckett slab. It's really not hard to find the card raw. It's not hard to find the card in a PSA slab, even a PSA 9 slab. PSA 10s we're going to look at in just a second. Here's a CSG, but you get the drift. I would be very, very careful. In fact, I would, very rarely do I tell you not to do something. That's really not my job. I like to be the purveyor of information and let you guys make your own decisions. Sometimes I like to tell you the decisions I'm making, and you can opt to partake and do what I do or not do what I do. But this is one time where I will say, do not try to buy this card assuming you're going to be able to grade it as a PSA 10. Please don't do that. You're going to see a lot of raw options on here. You can look really, really close and think it's going to be a PSA 10. It's just highly, highly unlikely. I think it would be a fool's folly and cost prohibitive to throw a bunch of money at 10 or 12 raws thinking you're going to get a PSA 10 out of it. I just don't think that would be a frugal endeavor. Do what you will. That's just my personal opinion. Moving along, what about boxes? I want to bust this thing. Oh, first I want to look up PSA 10s, right? We want to see how many PSA 10s are out there. So PSA 10, add that to the search, pull it up, boom, there you go. There's 3 of them. $6 grand, $9 grand, $60 grand, but this one's autographed, so it's a little creepier, right? So we'll throw that one out. So really, you got a $6 grand and $9 grand. That's not close enough to even begin the process of negotiating. What about BGS 9.5s if you want to pick up that gem mint version in a BGS lab? Let's see what pops up. No, I hate it because they're going to say 9.5 subgrade. Yeah, that's what it is. 0. So no 9.5s available, 2 PSA 10s available, but how available are they really? What about boxes? You're a gambler. You want to pull it. You don't care about the 1 in 222 pack odds. You think you can do it. So I've got 1993 Fleer Series 2 basketball box minus Ultra because you don't want to pull up Fleer Ultra. And then I took out 92 because you don't want to pull up 92, 93. You want to pull up only 93 or 93, 94. And so here's what you got. This says retail box. I don't know if you can pull them out of retail boxes or not. I assume you can, but 93 Fleer Series 2. Again, I'm not an expert on wax, so don't hold me to it. I don't know if these boxes do or don't contain. Here's a jumbo basketball box, Series 2, more Series 2. We get 6 results, so not a lot of results. Here's one I know is going to have it. This is a factory sealed Series 2 box of 1993 Fleer. Here's another one for $190, $375 for this one, $190 for this one. I'll take the $190, $199 OBO. That's pretty cool. This would be a fun rip. I'll be honest with you. Part of me wants to kind of dive into one of these for $190 and just rip it and see if I can pull a couple of living legends. Here's the problem. If it's 1 in 222 packs, you would need to open 6 boxes to get 1 living legends. And if you pull a Ewing, you're going to be pissed, especially if it's a beat up Ewing or if it's a Ewing with paper loss. And so I don't think ripping wax is probably the best way to pursue this card. I just go out and pick you up a PSA 9 or a BGS 9 for, what did we say, $222 or $91. If you want to go 4 figures and grab the 9.5 or the 10, by all means, go for it. Okay, I've got $1,600. I've got to make a decision. What else could I spend my money on? I want to know, do I want to buy the Living Legends or could my money be better spent elsewhere? I've pulled 3 cards up from the Card Ladder Index that are very similar to this card from a price perspective. The first one is this 1997 Ultra Gold Medallion that you see on your screen. The next one is the 1995 Topps Power Boosters on your screen. And then the next one is the 1996 Molten Metal from card number 18 from the 1996 Metal product. In order, this is my order. I'm taking the card of the day, the card du jour. There it is, the PSA 10. And by the way, let's take a little look here at the PSA 10 graph. Over the last 2 years, this is not going to surprise anyone because 2 years still includes the year 2021. The cards come crashing down, $34.92 all the way down here to $1,600. But look at this little trend here, right? We saw that it was like minus 2% or whatever over the last 6 months. But if we look at it kind of, but if we start here, let's say start in June of last year, this is about 9 months we need to look at because this is kind of throwing it off. 1350, 1440, 1600, 1626, 1517, 1916, somebody reached right before Christmas, and then 1600. If you throw that 19 out there, it's a pretty steady uptick since June of last year for the PSA 10. But getting back to it, this is the card that I would take first. The card of the day, the card we're talking about, the Living Legend, that would be my number 1, even though it's a pop 76. Card number 2 would be the Gold Medallion that we're looking at here. It's a pop 57, so it's a little bit lower pop, and you guys know I'm usually inserts over parallels, but here's one where I'm going to choose the parallel over the Molten Metal. I'm going to take the parallel Gold Medallion in PSA 10. It last sold for $1,900, but Card Ladder thinks it's about a $1,500 card. I'd love to pick this card up in 10 for $1,500 personally. I think that would be a nice pickup just behind the Living Legends. The next card I'd move on is probably the Molten Metal because, again, I'm inserts over parallels. The Molten Metal is only a pop 28, so that is very alluring and very appealing to me. The Pop 28 part of it is. And then, of course, you guys know how I feel about the metal products. I like 95 and 96 metal. I like 97 and 98 Metal Universe even more. And so the Molten Metal will be card number 3 for me. And then lastly would be the Power Boosters. No slight to the Power Boosters. It's also a Pop 49. Not a lot of those to go around either. And it's about a $1,600 card as well. And it just recently sold, actually. It looks like yesterday, or a month and a day ago, sorry. February 13th is the last time that one sold. So that's my order. Living Legends 1, Gold Medallion 2, Molten Metal 3, Power Boosters 4. Let me know in the comments what your order would be. Would you guys go in the same order as me? Let me know what you think about this Living Legends card. The one thing we didn't talk about is, we kind of like to rank these inserts in tiers, low, 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 and low, in all 4 of the grades, Gem Mint and Mint, for both grading companies. You can go get this card for the high price, as we said, looking at our table, of $1,600. So you can get the best of the best if you can find it for $1,600. I don't think you're going to get it from those 2 cats on eBay that were selling. Those numbers just look too high. They may have bought at the peak and tried to, list it and make a profit. I don't know how long they've been listed, but it might be worth sending a message and say, hey, last one sold for $1,600. Can I get in for $1,700? Maybe they'll take $100 and run with it. But my guess is those guys are holding at a loss right now. I know I am, because I think I did buy mine somewhere around late 2020, 2021, so I'm upside down on mine for sure. But I don't give a damn, because I'm holding it for, yes, you guessed it, Cajun Eternity. On the Jordan, no, it's the tongue twister every time. I get it wrong every time. On the Cajun cardboard scale of Jordan card relevance, I give this card a 6.5 out of 10. I don't want to give it a 7 because it's just not valuable enough. And I don't want to give it a 6 because it's just so damn hard to gem. And I just think the aesthetics are so good. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Let me know where you would rank this card on a scale of 1 to 10 amongst all the other Jordan inserts that are out there. Again, this is a hypothetical scale that I have created out of nowhere. I can't even say it right. The Cajun cardboard scale of Jordan card relevance. But I'm giving this card a 6.5 out of 10, like it or not. Anyway, that's it for today's episode, guys. I'm getting quicker at these. This was 21 minutes. That's pretty impressive. The 1993 Fleer Legends. I think the last episode I did was 1993 Ultra Famous Nicknames. So back-to-back episodes with some early Jordan inserts. 1993 is pretty early in the insert game. It seems to me like these are sometimes a little bit more undervalued. I shouldn't say undervalued. They're a little bit more affordable than the 96, 97 stuff. That stuff gets kind of pricey, on Jordan's second three-peat. The cards are a little bit different. The pack odds are a little bit crazier. This card is not easy pack odds at 1 in 222 for the wax packs, but when you combine 1 in 222 with just condition sensitivity and very difficult grading conditions, given the texture of the card and the color of the card, I think it's a pretty cool card. It's a pretty interesting card and pretty relevant card. So as always, if you haven't subscribed, hit it. It helps me. Hit the like. Even hitting the like button takes you 2 seconds. Hit it. It helps me with YouTube. They push out more of my content. Again, I'm making absolutely $0 doing this as of right now. I am not advertising. You're not going to see any tampon commercials or Viagra or 2 old naked people in tubs holding hands trying to sell you Cialis in the middle of my videos. You're just going to hear about Jordan and Jordan cards in the middle of these Explore the Card episodes. So I haven't sold out yet. I don't know. Maybe I will one day. But if there's a way that I could put those ads only at the beginning or only at the end, I might do it. But I think you get stuck with interrupting the video, which I hate when I watch videos, so I'm going to try not to do that for you guys as long as I can. I do need to start making some money at some point so I can increase the actual video quality of these things instead of just doing a screen share here by myself. Although that's part of the fun of this, is that I can pop a video out, start to finish in like 20 minutes, including the research time, hit the record button, spit it out, do absolutely obviously I don't edit out ums and ahs and does and stupid stuff like that, or I would edit out what I'm doing right now, which is rambling. So hopefully you guys appreciate the authenticity and the transparency of it. Let me know if there's a insert Jordan you want me to feature next. I don't always take requests and run with it, but sometimes I do. I do have a little list that I'm working off of. I'm not going in any particular order that really suits me or matters to me. I'm just kind of trying to bounce around, but I've done 2 93s in a row, so I'll probably go with a little bit later year Jordan insert or parallel for this next one. And I've done some low-end ones lately with the famous Nick nicknames and the living legends and a couple of others. So I may jump to a monster next week. We may pull one out of here that none of us can afford and just see if it's fun to look at some crazy stuff. But anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching these Explore the Card episodes. You're watching this on a Friday, which means I need to wish you a happy weekend. My family split all over in different cities this weekend with kids' sports. And so hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend, spend some time with your family, enjoy collecting the hobby, watch the PWCC Weekly Auction that ends on Sunday. I've got some cards in there. It would really be nice if those things sold for a nice price. I think I did a PSA 9 86 Fleer set break. And so if you're feeling generous, go buy some PSA 9 86 Fleer cards. Wouldn't it be a great time to start putting that set together? You could buy most of the cards from the set, including all the commons and all the Hall of Fame rookie cards this Sunday at the PWCC auction, and contribute to Cajun Cardboard's pocketbook so I can go buy more Jordans, so I can show you more Jordans on mail days. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.